Good morning, y'all. Welcome. We're Kelly and Andrea, and we are serving up a hot, steaming cup of cosplay this morning for the Multiverse fundraiser. Before we get into it, I am going to play our ad for the reason why we're here, which is Comic Books for Kids. That's the charity we're teaming up with this weekend. We are raising funds for them, and we're raising fun as part of the Multiverse fundraiser.
And this is what we do. We do this every day. On Christmas Day, I was getting emails from hospitals. On Christmas Day, I was responding. Sickness doesn't take a break. We are there for the hospitals. We are there for the kids. We will do whatever we can do. And as I look and talk to you, and I talk to all the people who are watching this, be a part of this. However you want to be a part of this, be a part of it. If you can send us $5, send us $5. If you can send us 5 comic books, a Funko Pop, a toy, a children's book, send it to us. However you want to make a difference. Make a difference, because we're all in this together. And here's the cool news. Nobody knows who I am, and here's why. When we give these materials to the hospitals give it to the kids and the parents. Comic Book for Kids and my name never shows up. When this stuff goes to the military, when my comic shops send the pallets, my name is never there. And that's great. That's all right. Because it's not, as I said, about us. It's not about promoting who we are. It's about all of us together in the industry making a difference for so many. And that's what we're about, Kelly. And that's what we do every single day of the year.
Hey, Andrea, how are you doing this morning?
Y'all know I'm not a morning person, so it's a cold, rainy, gross, wet day, so I'm trying to be as awake as possible.
It is a good day to stay inside with a hot cup of warm beverage.
After this, I get to go out in the mud and the muck to take care of the horse. So, normal routine for me on my day off, other than, not usually podcasting this early in the day.
Hey, Nita with Sci-Fi Queen. She says, party time with the Phoenix sisters. Nita has been tuning in to most of our paneling, and we love Nita so much. She's a newer friend. I'm going to be appearing on her podcast, and she's going to be appearing on our podcast in the next few months. So she's awesome.
We have.
Oh, go ahead.
I said we love sharing the love between shows, between nerds, all that fun stuff. That's just what we're here for, is to spread the love.
We've made some really fun friends on this podcasting journey.
Definitely.
That I just cherish. And we do have our guest behind.
Sorry, guys, I got a wig hair in my eye.
That is
we're live.
And I see our guest. While you sort that out, I am going to introduce our guests. I see our guests in the green room. They are Ray and Rhea Cosplay. They're a mother-daughter duo. They're here to talk to us about cosplaying with your kids and how much fun that can be. So, and then Ray, aka Raechel, is a part of CWC, Customers with a Cause, with me, and she just has the biggest heart for volunteering. She is awesome, and she and her daughter do a lot of really cool stuff. So I'm so excited to talk to them. Welcome.
Hi.
Oh,
there we go. Hi.
Hey. Hi. You two look awesome. You look so great this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I know it's a little early on a Saturday, so I appreciate you being available.
No worries. We're having fun cosplaying. We haven't cosplayed in a while, so it's nice. So.
Oh, I love it. So why don't you two introduce yourselves and tell the audience and us a little bit about how you got started cosplaying together?
So I'm Ray and Rhea cosplay. So I had cosplayed as in high school, and I was a cosplayer. before, I just did when I was an adult. And then when Victoria came along, she was kind of like born into it, I guess. So she was kind of doomed into cosplay, not it. But so she started. I think her very first Comic Con I took her when she was 3, and she just kind of wore, it was like a Spider-Man T-shirt, and she had like the Toys R Us like Thor. She didn't know which Avenger to be, so she had her Thor hammer, her Black Widow gun, and she had the Iron Man mask, and she had Captain America shoes. I mean, she was all the Avengers in one. It was cute. And, so once she met everybody, and she actually, Stan Lee walked by her on a break. He was taking a break, and he walked by, and he was like, "Well, aren't you the cutest thing ever?" And so that was cool. And
That's awesome.
so after going to one Comic Con, she was kind of hooked, and she wanted to start making, or she wanted to dress up then. I think she met Freddie Nova at that one, and she's like, "Oh, that lady's really cool." And so she wanted to dress like her, so she found out she was doing a He-Man, a girl He-Man version. I think it was either Wizard World back. I think it still Wizard World back then. And so I did a Tila for her, and I dressed up as She-Ra, and when she dressed up one time, that was it. We ran with it, and she liked it, and it became our hobby and something really cool we could do together, and it was fun. And now she's 16, so she's been doing it for 13 years, I guess.
Oh, wow. A while. So do you two make the costumes together? Do you buy them? What's your process?
I do a lot of the artsy stuff, so like the painting and the coloring and she does a lot of the
Thinking outside the box.
the random materials.
So when we first started out, I was a single mom then and going to college, and so we would go to Goodwill, and like her very first, it was it was your Starfire. It was Starfire. I found a purple witch costume for $1, and I cut it in half. And then we found actually, the little makeup sponges, the circle makeup sponges. I colored those green and and I had these little purple gloves from my old prom, and so we made cufflets out of those, and I glued the green makeup sponges to the glove, and that was her. And like the shawl from my dress was the purple parts of her costume, and so we made it for like $5, I think. Mm-hmm. But I mean, she loved it, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's a really cool costume," and we're like, so. But I mean, we get creative. Like these are like store bought ones. So I mean, we do both. I mean, we think sometimes as crafters, it's like, oh, we want to do it ourselves, but then you got to think about like after buying all these materials, in the end, it was easier and less stress to just. There's now in the last I'd say probably 5 years there's been people are making costumes really well, so like these are like not store bought but like I think they're from Pro Cosplay, right. So we ordered them from a cosplay store.
That quality has definitely gone up over the years.
Yeah. So I mean they're making quality costumes now. I mean you got to do your research. I would recommend reading the reviews, because we've gotten some that were like, they're bad. Mm-hmm. So just my biggest advice is read the reviews. But too, like when she was little, so now we're the same size, so we can share costumes, so it's great. But when she was little, like she would grow out of a costume in a month, So I would say my biggest advice for people starting out when they're little, I mean, go to the Goodwill, because they're not going to wear them for very long. And we like at our booth, we bring like I saved some of her better child costumes, like her princess ones. We bought those at Disney, so we saved some of those dresses so kids can try it out and see if they like it. So, but I mean, you got to remember, like just like clothes, they're gonna grow out of them. So I wouldn't go spending a ton of money on kids costumes. Like buy the store bought ones, because they're gonna grow out of it. Like kids grow, so until they're kind of done growing, I wouldn't invest too much money in the kids costumes, because they're gonna grow out of it unless you have multiples or anything. You know, we would hand ours down to other friends that had little, so yeah, I just have her. That's enough. I mean,
And I love this comment.
We made a belt once. I guess it's my claim to fame. She forgot her Raven belt, and it was a really nice 3D printed one, and she forgot it on a trip, and it was Christmas time, and we had a gold belt.
This
yeah,
one?
there we go. so we had some nacho dip and some plastic ornaments from the Christmas tree, and we spray painted it gold, and there you go. So a nacho cheese Raven belt there.
That is so impressive.
But I mean, like, that's another for kids. I mean, that cost us nothing. We already had the ornaments on the Christmas tree, and we had dinner. So with what dinner, you just make yourself a nachos for dinner, and then there you go, you have a Raven costume. You get a black leotard from Goodwill, and you're Raven. So I mean, even like kids, when she was little, it was kind of hard getting her to wear wigs. Because she wore it for like a minute, maybe for a picture, and then she's like, oh, it's kind of so I would get that spray, the hairspray that's colored.
Mm-hmm.
So that works good. So wash it before they go to bed. That'll be ruining so many pillows going to sleep.
That stuff gets everywhere.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
But it does come out with shampoo. If you have a blondie, though, like a real blondie, I would test it out first. Maybe do the hair chalk, because a friend of mine spray painted her daughter's hair a darker color, and it stayed for a while. So be careful.
No.
Yeah. So if you have light haired children, especially when they're like they're little and the hair is so fine, maybe the hair chalk is better, because with Victoria's it's so dark, the hair chalk doesn't show up on hers. But yeah, I would test it out on a little strand first, because we had a friend that her daughter had pink hair for a while. So.
That happened to my nephew. My nephew was a blonde when he was little, and he wanted green hair because I had blue and my brother had red. And so we bought the green spray, and my sister got so mad. She goes, "My bathtub has been green for a week." It was,
oh no.
Shaving cream. Actually, I don't know why, but shaving cream works good for getting it out.
It was summer vacation. He was fine. He didn't have to go to school with like splotchy green hair or anything.
The kids think it's cool. That's what I mean. But yeah, that was, and like, I don't know. I guess too, when she was little, so she was probably 6 when we really got into it, and she had her and a more famous cosplayer did a photo shoot together, and they did like Lady Death and Hope, and they did they got an interview on the radio, and so we were we were getting busy, and we were doing appearances and things. And one thing I will say, a mistake I guess that we learned from was we got so into it, and we were so excited, and we're like, oh, okay, we're gonna bring a million costumes, and okay, we got this photo shoot at 1, this photo shoot at 2. Well, she was 6, so we still had tantrums and like nap time, I guess, and so we started, we would I'd be like, get ready, come on. I'm like, I'd started yelling, like, come on, and like you forget, so then we finally were like, okay, well, we're not gonna make this shoot. People are like, well, it's the such and such shoot, you have to be there. And I'm like, no, we don't. We were like, what? We were waiting to see you. And so, I mean, like, I was sad, we were sad, but then you got to remember, just remember, because everybody loves the kids in cosplay, and just remember that they're kids, and take a break, like, just take a break. And one time we were taking photos, and we had a line, and she's doing the pee dance, and I was like, sorry, we got it. Some lady was like, I've been waiting for 20 minutes for a photo, and I'm like, Tila has to pee. I'm sorry, we have to go potty. We'll be right back. I'm like, it's right there. I'm like, just give us a second.
Oh my gosh.
So I mean,
people don't think about that when they're taking pictures of cosplayers. They don't think about how long they've been standing there, especially kids who are fidgety. and need
Or the
to
fact that
move.
they're
Or,
human.
yes, we aren't statues there just to take pictures of. You have to give people a break.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
like
it's kind of like work. You need a break from what you're doing.
So I mean, yeah, just remember. I mean, it was both like we got caught up into it. Who wouldn't? I mean, it was super fun, and oh, people want us to do this photo shoot or this panel, or but just kind of let the kids guide as far as like when they're little, take the nap, go on family day, do and so I mean, do stuff like that. Because yeah, you kind of forget sometimes, and yeah, we started arguing, and was like, are we even having any fun anymore, or is it just a job? So we kind of took a break and slowed down, and now that she's older, and then we belong to the 501st as well, and there's lots of kids. They have a kid version of it, and the Galactic Academy. So there is after parties at Comic-Con. So sometimes her grandma will go, "Oh my God, you're keeping the baby up so late." I'm like, "It's okay, we're good," So don't forget, let them have naps, and so they do have fun. There's kid-friendly sections of, but I mean, it's just something like. So now we make costumes. So like our Angela and our Glimmer, we took a purple leotard and a pink leotard, and like she said, she drew the.
Wait, let me find those.
Yeah. I don't know if we put that one in there.
I'm not sure if you sent me those, but those were so. You did not, but go on.
We drew the they didn't have like the triangle on them, so we just did that with paint, and then we hot glued a spool to it. So I mean, you can, if you don't have, I don't sew actually, so I hot glue everything. So before she learned how to sew, I was like a hot glue queen. So I mean,
Hot glue is a cosplayer's best friend. And so Nita from Sci-Fi Queens has a good question. She says, what advice would you give to someone starting to make or wanting to make their own cosplay outfits?
I would say, I mean, anybody can do this. Anyone can do this. I would set yourself a budget. You're going to go over. No. Like, even if it doesn't turn out the way you plan, because there's a lot of times we're like, oh my gosh. But we wore it, and I mean, just wear it anyway. I mean, the biggest advice I can say is have fun. Like, have fun doing it. When we first started out, we did a lot of thrift store shopping, because if you did mess it up, you were only out, $2 or $3. I mean, so go to the thrift store and buy. So she did Miss Martian, and it's just a white T-shirt, and we sharpied the X on it. I mean, start out with something simple like that, like do like X23. It's a striped shirt and regular pants. I mean, let the kids pick what they want, but maybe give them some suggestions of costumes that are. There's a lot of superheroes that just wear clothes, or say, okay, you want to be Tony Stark? Well, why don't you be Tony Stark in his normal clothes? And that way you just have to worry about the symbol, or even if there's those little lights that you push that turn on and off. Just wear a tank top under a shirt, and you can even duct tape or hot glue that under the shirt, and you take a Sharpie. And so I would, with kids, you just gotta think outside the box sometimes, and but I mean, just have fun with it, and don't be afraid to buy the costume. If you go to make it and you're messing up, I mean, nobody can be like. I mean, there are some out there that we ignore those people. That come up for, and I say
those aren't people that matter. They don't matter.
9 out of 10. They're not real cosplayers. So if you buy, like, people are just like, oh, I love your costume. It's so cute. Or it looks awesome. I mean, that's the thing about this community is it taught her how to, like, she can express herself. Now she, she's been to encounters, she does speeches, but she's not afraid of, like, I mean, we taught stranger danger, but she's not afraid of speaking or, talking, or, she does charity work now. I mean, it introduced her to, we visit kids in the hospital now that she's older. So we did, like, you know, with costumes for the cause, we've done Make-A-Wish things. You know, it exposes kids to, you know, charity work and helping people less fortunate. It's, I mean, go for it, get kids into it, but I guess let them pick the character and let them pick your character, because that makes it more fun for them too. It's like, you know, we would take turns, and I would get to pick the character, and then she would get to pick the character that we did, and so the anime is popular with the kids now, like My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia it's a suit you can buy. You can even buy those at Spirit Halloween now, and it's just a zip up shirt and pants. It's super comfy. It's potty breaks friendly. Make sure the kids' costumes are potty break friendly. Like
I'm sure yours are too.
Tiva.
Same. Yep.
So many pieces. Like we basically had to strip down naked to pee, and if she's doing the pee dance, one time we didn't make it, but because we were like, oh my gosh, like all these pieces, like, so that's a big too for kids' costumes. Make sure they can get out of them fast for potty breaks.
Oh yeah. Agreed.
I guess my advice would just be, don't get too into like some tutorials. If you watch tutorials on YouTube, there'll be like all these expensive materials. I wouldn't get too much into that if you're just beginning, and try to find like other alternatives, because you don't want to be spending expensive right off the bat, and especially if you don't even know really how to use these materials, and if you're only going to use it once. Like TikTok, there's all these cosplayers posting like, oh, this is how I style wigs, and they use like all these expensive materials, and you really don't need to do that. There's so many different alternatives to try out, and like when we style wigs, we don't use like German glue or anything.
Yeah, we have a bin of
It's not, you don't need,
sorry wigs that we
I
they're
guess
beyond repair wigs that we use sometimes.
the point is just you don't need to follow the tutorials to the ladder. You can find different alternatives.
Well, like for foam stuff, you know, that Walmart has those packs of, it's like foam paper, and it's actually stickers on the back, and so she made some like, I'm gonna say her name wrong. Samantha? No.
Well,
Stephanie. She made Stephanie from Batman, and instead of like actual like the Warbler armor, you know, we're not really good at that yet. We just used a little flimsy foam paper, and it looks actually looks pretty
yeah.
nice. Nobody knew, and plus it was more comfortable to wear.
We couldn't connect it.
So yeah, we cut the foam, and it comes in little squares about like this, anyways, and it's already sticky on the back. I mean, so I would say start with materials that are less expensive. Practice. I mean,
yeah. I actually use cardboard for a lot of our costumes. Like when we did Vanellope, my great grandma had a wheelchair, so we had it up in the attic. So I took a wheelchair and I built a cardboard cart around it, and so that's good. Cardboard works.
Yeah.
Cardboard is awesome. Yep.
Yeah, if you use it right and you build it carefully, it can look really good.
Yeah, it took a lot of painting, but it did end up looking pretty well. And you don't need like something foam. You don't need the
zero foam. Yeah.
Okay, the zero foam. Because a lot of the times when we would need foam, I just use cardboard.
Easier to clean.
And
I mean, not so like we started out, you know, like her Tila costume when she was little. That's the only thing that still fits. Her headband is actually her crown is actually a golf visor that I got at the dollar store for $1, and I put one, you know, like those little old lady like iron-on appliques they put on there. Like that's what that is. It's an iron-on. And I glued it to the golf visor, and I just flipped the golf visor up, and that's for it. And it's still like I made that for her when she was sick, and she used it.
Brilliant.
It's so sturdy. She still uses it now. That's the only part of the costume that still fits.
Yeah, I completely remade Tila to hit me now, and that's
Recycle. I mean, some of her, we reuse, like, we turn stuff into other, like, I mean, because you figure cosplaying as one person, and this gets expensive. You know, I had two, so it's two. Well, up until they're 12, a lot of places they can get it free. So I mean, but once you turn 12, it was like, okay, so I have like 2 tickets, 2 passes, 2 costumes, like. So you know, like this wig is hell. Like I just I just got her out of the bag. I forgot I even had her. And so this is my Tana wig from. So this is a Demon Slayer wig, but it works, you know, and it's also our Wednesday wig, her Wednesday wig.
She
So
watches the anime. I promise. She doesn't know.
there's so many, and but I mean, so this wig is for at least 3 different characters now. So that's like, so reuse stuff, because, and then like this came with the costume, and but we also, Hot Topic had a headband, so like we bought the headband, and we're not sure it's in that one place, but the head is,
This
you know,
one,
so
I glued to my face, so I like it a little bit better.
yeah. So like so I would say when you're first starting out and making things, you know, buy the base, and then over time, you know, upgrade. Like my Captain Marvel, I just had the suit at first because I had everything on the suit, and then like in a couple months later, I bought the gauntlet, and then a couple months later, we borrowed a Batman belt to make into a Captain Marvel belt. So it was kind of, so don't be afraid to just buy, you know, these suits here have everything, they look like it, so don't be afraid to just start out with a suit and upgrade as you go too. It's fun to kind of see your journey. So.
I agree. And since we're at the halfway point, I just want to remind people, or if we have anyone joining us, you are watching the Multiverse Fundraiser. This is the Cosplay Cafe panel talking about cosplaying with your kids with Ray and Rhea Cosplay. We're teaming up with Comic Books for Kids. Their main goal is to donate comic books and other goodies to kids in the hospital. So it's a really great cause. So you can donate at facebook.com/the multiverse fundraiser or directly at comicbooksforkids.org. So definitely the information is scrolling down below. So thank you, for watching. And now back to the panel. Just wanted to put that reminder in there. And
don't forget to donate.
yeah, we're over halfway to our $1,500 goal.
Yeah.
So if we make that, we have a stretch goal. We interviewed Mark Weiss last night and talked about where that money goes. So you can always tune into that interview. It's pretty exciting. So it's a good cause.
We had a
but
really
we
good
do-
question just pop up, guys. This is a good one. Do you think buying a cosplay with custom sizing is better than just using the size being offered?
And this is from Nita with Sci-Fi Queen.
Yes.
So that is a good question. What do you think?
Buying it custom like that can
It's more expensive.
Yeah, it's more expensive. It can really rank up. But if you have the money and you would prefer that, then go for it.
So for me, I'm really super tall. So I'll give you an example. Like this Hella suit, like the knee is at my shin. So like I bought the double extra large, but still, like I have really long legs. So I mean, it fits everywhere else. But if you look at it that way, I don't have any boots on or anything, so it would cover that up. So I would say sometimes for me being tall, I run into, if you just buy the standard size, like the knee parts don't line up. It's usually not, the upper parts are fine. Usually, so the only thing I've ever ran into a problem with is maybe the knee part doesn't line up, or it's too short. There's been a couple costumes we bought, and like especially with her being younger, the skirt's way too short, and so I would say the only advantage for custom made costumes, I would say if you're a taller person or maybe an extra busty person, maybe do the custom made. But a lot of times we'll buy the biggest size they have because it's so easy. Just so if you take, if you just, I know, but
This one fits.
I know, but hold on. So if you just in the corner, so if you get the bigger size, you can always like safety pin. You just hold like a little triangle, and it can, you can do nips and tucks with safety pins.
Oh yeah.
You can always make it just.
Make it smaller. So
And they usually always have a size chart, so do not
Yes.
look at that. And if it's too dramatic and like off of your thing, you could always just grab a picture from someone else, or you could.
or times when, like, I guess for bustiness, sometimes leave the back, get a cape and leave the back open. I mean, we've done that. I mean, like, I've gotten a little fluffy going to college, back to school, and like sometimes my costume doesn't zip in the back, but hey, it's got a cape, and no one can see it. So
I've seen this one girl that I follow. She has this dress and looks like a one size dress or something. So what she did is she just cut the back and added a corset. And that
yeah,
worked.
I was gonna say, and then
So,
like when we do charity work, we have all the dresses for. We try to get, like, a lot of her high school friends. They get that's good too. So when we volunteer and things, her high school friends, a lot of, like, they have honor society, and they have to get so many community service points. So the kids, I try to recruit some of her friends because I have the costume. So they get community service points with school for volunteering for the things.
Nice.
So that's a thought too. If you, because I have all the dresses, so no matter what, I usually get the bigger size, and then or if I have one that's a little more fluffy than the size I have, I have a tube top in all different colors, so I just put a tube top on whoever's wearing it, and then as far as we have a friend.
we have a cat.
Our cats cosplay too. And so, if it doesn't zip or go together, the tube top is the color of, let's say, like Belle. I have a yellow
Perfect.
top, and I just pin it because the kids, you don't ever really see the back, and even if they did, it's the same, I would, get tube top. There's ways you can adjust. So I guess as far as custom made, I bought a custom made corset, and that was for a character by Wonder Woman, because I knew I was going to wear that. I wear that. I was wearing it almost every weekend, so I got a sturdy custom made one. But other than that, I would say it's not worth the money. To go the extra, because you can always adjust. So yes, I know she's like, it's so fun. It's like my partner in crime, and having a daughter that, like, we've had so much fun doing it. There's so many things, and people are like, I can't believe how close you guys are, and then some people are just like, cosplays and that kind of, I'm like, there are worse things that teenagers can be doing. I'm like, so I'm so happy that she cosplays, and even she, in a couple of years she's gonna be going off to college, but we've already said, okay, every year C2E2 time, we're gonna, wherever she goes off to college, we're coming, that's gonna be our, like, meet for, when she's off to college, and we always promise, like, C2E2 is always gonna be our Comic-Con that we back up with and stuff. So, but yeah,
I love that.
it's fun. Because she went from I made the costumes always to now she makes the costumes.
Yeah.
So it's been really fun watching her journey. And like I said, she's met so many friends. She's a really big advocate for bullying, because yes, there is the dark side where there are people that make comments and stuff. But
Oh yeah.
with her, she was exposed to that kind of stuff and taught, brush it off. You can't please everyone. People are mean, and that's, just kind of shows them the kind of person not to be. With how people treat us, she learned how not to treat other people. It showed her that, kids that are less fortunate than her. It gave her some, compassion and she likes helping people. She sticks up for her friends. she wants to include everyone. I mean, it teaches kids to include it. I think the cosplay community is so diverse and so different, and anybody can play any character they want, and it doesn't matter if you're, you know, blue, green, red, purple, white person, brown. You know, it doesn't matter. You can just if that's your favorite character, be it. And it's such a community where like it just welcomes everyone. That it teaches, you know, from the very beginning, it taught her like to be nice to everyone. It's so diverse, and so I think it's just a really good. I think it's like one of the better hobbies to get kids into because it helps their creativity. It shows them, you know, compassion. It shows them how not to treat other people, how to treat other people. So it's been a really great. I think it's a really great hobby to do with your kids. And plus, like I wasn't really too much into anime, but she loves anime. So once I started watching it with her, then that was something that, you know, she was interested in. So, you know, might make for parents that are having trouble, you know, finding something relatable with their kids or whatever, it's a chance for, you know, like, oh, let me tell you about this anime. You know, it brings you into their world. So you just let them explain the characters to you. There's been twice where she's like, here, let's do this character. And I'm like, I have no idea who this character is.
Mixed up anime.
Yeah. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. But it's just fun letting her explain the anime. And, oh, well, this character does this. And, you know, you just tell in her face, she lights up telling you about this her favorite anime. So, well, this character, you know, used to be this. And you know, the whole backstory. So it's a chance for you to be interested in your, you know, something your kids are interested in. And I don't know, opens up communication for you, I guess. So.
You're doing, yeah, you're a great mom. Oh, Clyde Hall commented, he said, in the past, we've had 3 generations of our family cosplaying together. Precious memories. Yeah,
That's
Clyde,
awesome.
I have
It's awesome.
loved seeing the Hall family cosplay pictures. Like they do have some.
Yes, I love that when you said
memories.
send us in your photos. That was fun. I love seeing all the different characters. We try to do a lot of times. We kind of running out, but we tried to do like mother-daughter cosplays, like, you know, Tila and Sorceress, and, you know, like stuff like that. But,
Yeah, let's actually go through your pictures, and if you want to just talk a little about each of them. Is that so?
We kind of done them all now. So.
okay, so this one. So like I said, remember I said that when they're kids, you know, like make sure you give them breaks for pictures. Everyone loves the kids. So we knew Larry Kinney was coming to our local Comic-Con, so we did Chitara and Wily Kid. So Larry Kinney's the voice of Lionel. And Victoria, so this the top one is the original picture. And he's like, oh, can you send that to me? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, great. But the bottom one is the picture he posted on his social media channels. And I'm like, I was there. He goes, this is the most awesome cosplayer came to see me today. Yeah. And he posted the picture, and I was like, I was there too.
All of the same there.
Ouch.
So yeah, I got cut out. I got cut out.
He did a video, and he was doing the Thundercats, and so we each came in, and so there was his voice, her voice, and then there's my little high pitch.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, it's like so when Victoria came in, she's like, Thundercats, oh, because she was, you know, she was little then. It's my most favorite. It's one of my cherished videos. But yeah, so when you cosplay with your kids, be prepared to. They're going to steal the limelight. I mean, but I mean, so that was just a leotard, the orange leotard, and I bought yellow tights and the patch. I ordered the patch online for Chitara. So that was just the Goodwill leotard, and then Victoria's dress was old. It's an old school jumper, and I just ironed on the patch, and so I actually did sew that piece on. That was my that was my attempt at sewing, but it's just a little square piece of fabric. I just cut it out like
nice.
Yeah, and we spray painted the black.
Yeah, so those are just wigs,
and it's still there. We have the wig still.
Yeah,
the black is still in there.
Spray painted. We used hairspray, the colored hairspray for the black and the wig. So
it looks good too.
It
like
does.
You did good.
A friend of ours was a face painter.
Yeah, she was hired as a face painter, so she actually face paint smiles that are our makeup bag.
Nice.
So
And then I did have a picture.
Oh, yes. Okay. So those are
Good.
the blue on there and the jewels. So we just bought a pink leotard and a purple leotard, and we painted the blue with paint. And that was the time we got in trouble because we put the leotard on the kitchen chair, and we got in trouble from Dad for painting the kitchen chair. Like, oh, it'll come off. So then after that, though, but because of that, we got our own cosplay room from it. So hey, you know, silver lining.
So you learned the wrong lesson from it, didn't you?
Yes. He put us in our room. Put us in the basement.
The wings are actually made out of foam.
Yeah, they only weigh like 2 pounds, and I got those from.
Oh my god.
Those I actually bought because I got them on a Christmas clearance sale. It was flowers and feathers on Etsy, and they're from the UK. But they were $180. So like around, he does like sales though. So, but it's a backpack, and but we looked into building those, and to build those yourself from scratch, it would have cost at least $1,000 probably.
Yeah,
and not cheap. I've done it.
Yeah, months of time.
Time.
Months and months and months. And with those being foam, they only weigh about 2 pounds. And I just cut a hole. So that's a thrift store jacket, bolero jacket, and I just cut holes in the back of it, and it's the wing strap on just like a backpack. So, and then Victoria's boots. Oh my gosh. I think they've been spray painted like 3 different colors now, so they're so stiff.
Like 12.
Yeah, and then those are my boots were just thrift store boots, and her headband is actually so her first glimmer headband I actually cut up a trapper keeper, and it was pretty similar. So that was when we were cosplaying when she was little and when I was still on budget, but. Yeah, so we used it looks pretty similar actually, and it had the same stiffness. So yeah, we actually took a trapper keeper and made the first one, but that one's actually her first attempt at those are their Werbula stuff. So
yeah, Clyde said something. Hot man, hot girl cosplay, special cosplay. We actually did hot girl already.
So yeah, my wings we've done Maleficent, hot girl.
Nice.
Hot girl and Wonder Woman.
After we got the wings, we're like, okay, look up every single cosplay that has white wings. We're doing.
We have white wings and gray wings.
Yeah, so we have Maleficent wings.
I went to one of the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who so bad because of the gray.
Yes, you need to.
So I guess we can do a big reveal for today. So if you promise to donate money for the comic books for kids. So we're thinking with the wings, we're thinking about doing the mother-daughter gargoyles team.
Yes, Angela and Demona.
Yeah. So that's our secret build for C2E2, exclusively for your tuning in. So don't tell anyone else.
So the Uraka and Momo picture right there.
So those are bought from Cosplay.
Mainly store bought.
You can't see Victoria's boots, but she made her boots out of foam and duct tape.
Yeah,
basically.
Oh my goodness.
But and cardboard.
Yeah, a little bit. I did find different. Yeah, I did find a better way to do it that I'm gonna try out, but not yet.
But every single piece there is bought, so that's. And that's recent. That was another one where the cost of buying it versus making it was a third of the price. Like, so I would say another good advice is to don't be ashamed to buy the costume, or at least buy the base pieces. Because now, since we took that picture, Victoria's wrist thing and her belt, we've made ourselves now. But at first, when we didn't know how to do that stuff, I mean, those were perfectly fine. They're and for kid wise, I would say the Uraka costume, those are squishy. So that's what.
Yeah, I actually really love
she's a popular costume, and for kids, like even the littles, like the My Hero Academia.
Yeah, she was very recognizable. And
so it's comfy though. It's a comfortable costume, and it's just you unzip the back, and she wears biker shorts under it. So as far as like bathroom friendly, that's a sports bra and biker shorts under there. So just unzip the back, and it's a good bathroom break costume too.
The little collar part was also nice because it was made out of tin foil. Because a lot of times costumes can like choke you, but this
Yes.
one you like just put it on and then it velcroed in the back and you could easily take it off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really nice.
So yeah, those are good for. I think that's a really good kid costume, Victoria. So.
Nice.
And then that's
there's your Captain
Marvel
right now.
That's a Batman belt, a Batman recycled Batman belt.
That photo was 2 years ago.
Yeah, so we
It
did
was great.
Yeah,
so the before and after.
So we were doing a costume wars with a cause event at the movie theater. But like, so I had bought. So that's a suit, and it originally had just had the suit. And the boots are actually built like onto the leotard. It has the boots into the leotard, but I had the suit, and then like a year later, within a year, I just saved up money, and I got those boots they're actually the Captain Marvel boots, but I got those at Hot Topic, and
Nice.
there was like a set on Amazon. It was just the gauntlets and gloves. And then Victoria 3D printed, and you can't tell by the picture, but the star, it is on the suit, but she 3D printed me the star to make it more like 3D, I guess. And then the belt is just the old Batman belt that we put Captain Marvel's symbol on. So.
Yeah, I'm not wearing the Wanda belt, so here's the Wanda belt. So the jacket is actually just straight across, and then there's
leggings.
Yeah, and leggings, and there's this extra piece that says this. Because I see a lot of people who do Wanda, and they're like, oh, it's hard to get on and keep it flat because of these little pieces. But the belt actually really helps. Because it's easy to deal with. Because the parts that like go down, they like to ride up, but I don't have that problem with the belt. Well, I don't know what the difference is, but the only difference between mine and theirs is like the belt.
Her belt comes on.
Yeah, so I just kind of figure that's how it is. The belt's for me. Yeah. And then the pants are just leggings that are
So Victoria, this was the first time Victoria entered a contest. She built her costume. So it was for teenagers. So this is my old Wonder Woman wig on Victoria, and then we just took a red corset, and then Victoria made.
I made all of my stuff out of clothes.
So it was a Goodwill leggings and a Goodwill shirt, and she painted and cut it, and then she styled the wig, and then our headpieces are foam stuff. We just spray painted, I think, some old gauntlets red. But yeah, Victoria had made all that stuff and put it together herself, and she actually got second place. I think she got second place.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah. First place was this really cool costume. He was the Green Goblin. He was 16 at the time, of course. And he made everything out of foam and 3D prints. 3D printed stuff. And he even had like the pumpkin bombs, and it was so cool. I was like,
yeah,
I wasn't sad that he beat me.
That's a good attitude to have about
that's the
contests.
Old and the new Catra. So we try to have fun like that. So that's my era Catra and her era Catra thing. So
I love it.
That was kind of fun to do.
So for Sci-Fi Queens, River and Amy, we actually haven't watched that much Doctor Who.
I made her start. She started from the beginning, so it's been weird watching it from the beginning.
It's a long time to watch.
Yeah, so
I kind of stopped watching it after the 11th Doctor, which is when the crazy. River and Amy wasn't.
I don't think she's quite there yet. So. But it's been a while. Like we've been trying to that's another thing with cosplaying with your kids. Like, so we've rewatched, He-Man, the original He-Man, and She-Ra, and we've done Jim and the
Oh,
Hologram.
nice.
She likes those. I might kind of partial, but they're better cartoons, I think, than what's now. Like, some of the cartoons now, it's just like, I don't know, at least, He-Man had a message for you at the end of every cartoon. They don't have those anymore.
Yes.
But I mean, so you got to rewatch those with her. They're on Netflix. So like some of the old cartoons, Care Bears and My Little Pony. Wings wasn't that much. But yeah, I mean, so you get to rewatch all those great shows and cosplay from them too. And so that's fun.
That's so much fun. And we have a few more pictures to go through before we get done with our hour. So, oh wait, no, got this one.
That one.
Okay, so
This one's beautiful.
Thank you. So we use this in our because like one of our mottos is that anyone can cosplay. Like, and so a lot of times it's stereotypical that it's nerds and it's so dorky and I'm like, I don't mind being called a nerd. Sorry, I don't think that's. But so we did pageants, and I think cosplay is what I've heard gave her the confidence to actually do pageants. And she did the Miss Earth pageant, and in her age bracket, they don't do swimsuit. So instead of the swimsuit competition, they do a fun fashion category where they can wear whatever they want. Mm-hmm. And the Miss Earth is really big on community service. So Victoria wore her Zatanna cosplay because when she walked, they ask you questions about your outfit, and she said, "Well, this is Zatanna, and I cosplay, and I use cosplay to for my community service. Her community service, she goes, I visit kids, and she talked about anti-bullying and." But yeah, so she in the pageant, she wore her cosplay and got to, so that's why I added that one.
Yeah, I like doing that part of the
So people they're just like, I don't know, there's some to break down some of the stereotypes about cosplay and like our big thing is like anyone can do this. It's fun.
It's kind of breaking down the pageant stereotype too.
Yeah,
because everybody thinks
so like that's what I like.
Rapid airheads and things like that. So you're breaking down two stereotypes at once.
Yeah, well, because I did it when I was younger, and then I know it was a really good way of. Anytime I've gone to a job interview, it's that those skills have really helped there. And so with that, now it's kind of, like you said, breaking down stereotypes, and, she's using her cosplay to get into the community. And so it's kind of bringing two worlds that you wouldn't really think went together, but they do.
Yeah, there was a girl that was in the audience. She was older. She was like the same age as me. And her mom came in and she was like, my daughter just kept talking about the girl in the top hat. She wanted to see. Because Zatanna had a top hat. So she was like, it was so cool that you weren't wearing the dress.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks. Because I guess I didn't really get that it was that different from what everybody else is doing. Because most of the other girls, they just wear another dress that they like for fun fashion.
Yeah, makes sense.
Get it? And then this is just, like, we got this Victoria's costume we got at the Goodwill. And this is the way we use, like, the face painting. You use face paint. Like, on my skin is just, face paint. And we have a friend joining. So this is being... But yeah, you can use you can use face paint to, add to your costume as well. So maybe I didn't have the Ivy pieces, so that's just a normal pair of tights that I use just face paint to make the vines and on my skin. And then Victoria made her own version of Harley Quinn with this face paint.
And it looks fabulous.
And so a tip, Victoria's hammer is plastic because kids, and I do have to threaten a few times, if that touches anyone else, it is getting deflated. So think about that when we were the kids. Make sure their props are friendly because they will hit each other. But
some people do it on purpose. because I'd be nowhere near people, and I'd like have wings on that are pretty close to my body, and they just keep hitting my wings. I'm like,
make sure the kids' props are soft. And then this is just like a then and now. So that's the same headpiece that's the headpiece I was talking about for Victoria. Was
Oh my gosh.
it was just a golf visor that I flipped around, and so this was her very first when she was, I think, 4 years old in the top one, and that was my tin pit sewing. Those are little iron-on pieces, and like my sword there is just an inflatable sword I found on, I think I found
That's
on eBay.
amazing.
And I mean, like now I have actual real.
yeah, it's like wood.
It's a real sword, but I mean, back then when I mean, it was just inflatable, and people thought it was just as cool. I mean, they didn't. I mean, so
the ropes, like on the vest part, I actually did reuse those two on the next one because we still had them.
Oh yeah, so she took the rope, but she took
Only
some of
thing
the.
I used them for was
Yeah, so we recycled. We took the baby costume apart. I was crying, but and then we reused some of the parts on the new one. So.
Yeah, because the gold parts were like iron-on things, so we used those for other cosplayers.
That's funny. So I would have to warn my husband not to touch you. Yes. Your props are kid and husband.
They never grow out of it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I had
kid and husband friendly props. Yeah.
I have this friend that's been in cosplay too that I've known since we were like 4, and so whenever we had weapons, we'd always be fighting each other. He was a boy, his name's Corbin, and we'd always be fighting each other. And we still do. And he was shorter than me for most of our life, and now he's taller than me.
I said, you better stop. Better stop teasing him.
Only like
boys
taller than me too.
Now that they're teenagers, they pass it.
Yeah. My friend, his girlfriend's a friend of mine, and so I'm like, you want embarrassing photos because I got embarrassing photos.
Yeah, that's they've been friends since they were 4, and so it's, you know, I mean, they're just lasting friendships. I mean, they're still friends now.
Yeah, he
because of cosplay, and I have, you know, we have, like, well, some of our friends are, we consider more like our cosplay like family. So,
yeah, he lives 3 hours away, and we still are pretty close.
Yeah,
so that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the biggest, I guess, takeaway was, you know, it's a great way to bond with your kids, and you know, they make friends, lifelong friends. But I mean, yeah, it's been so fun doing something with her that, you know, we can do together. We collaborate. We spend, you know, time together doing it. We take, you know, a lot of the Comic Cons are weekend long, so it's like weekend mother-daughter trips, or, you know, family trips. It's like weekend trips you can do with your family. And, you know, Chicago, when she was little, we would go up on Thursday and do like the aquarium and the museum, and add that to the, you know, we wouldn't go to the Comic Con every day. We would do other fun stuff. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got
a
halls.
Yeah, yes. Oh my gosh, we have. It's easier to say what we don't.
With Has-Been Hotel coming out, we're actually thinking about doing cosplays from that too, because I've been waiting for that since 2019. I'm one of the OGs. When the pilot first came out in 2019, been there.
Yeah, so I didn't know what that was until when it came out last week. So that was another thing new for me. So
yeah. But I know there's a lot of people that say how like toxic the cosplay community can be, and how there could be some questionable characters. But it's really nice when you find a group of people that you hang out with and you really love hanging out with. It's really nice, and it's a great family experience, I guess. Like, it's not just Corbin. There's other kids that I grew up with that we've known since forever. And when cosplayers like her and Corbin's parents, the kids grow up with it, so they become the next generation of cosplayers, and they're already they already get how it feels. So I feel that even if you think it's toxic now, it's definitely not anymore, and it won't be in the future because of just how many teenagers and younger kids are starting to really enjoy this environment and how many friends people are making.
Awesome.
I love that.
The future is hopeful.
The kids are all right.
Yeah. And
They're going to be.
Comic-Cons are starting to address these issues, and it's really safe and okay. So if you were scared, I wouldn't be. It's just so nice and a really fun time when you go to these Comic-Cons.
And I mean, if your kid doesn't like taking pictures, don't be afraid to be like, no, I'm sorry. No.
You can
No.
always
Yeah.
say no.
Yes,
Because there are people that will come up to you while you're eating to try and take pictures with you. You can always say no. And most of the time, they won't even care. They'll be like, okay.
Or when she was, when she was in that pre-teen to not like, watch out. You can always, you can tell, like, I would never let her take pictures by herself with like someone. Sometimes, like you read the situation.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to be like, no, I'm sorry, we only take photos together.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's another little kid, yeah, fine. But like, it was like, say a grown man, okay, just take pictures. No, I'm sorry, say no. So don't be afraid to say no when your kids are involved, like with you. Like, just because you're in a cosplay doesn't give the consent of anyone to take a picture with your child either. Like,
Yes.
don't forget that you're still in charge, and you no thank you, or
Yes.
we only take photos together.
That policy is being very heavily done in Comic-Cons. Like they'll have it all over the place.
So yeah, don't be afraid to tell people no.
Yeah.
When it comes to your
Agreed.
kids. So
Agreed. And so we are out of time. So thank you both for being here so much. Where can people find you if they want to follow you?
So we have a fun TikTok page. It's Ray and Rhea. It's cosplay. I think it's and or is it N? Okay, so it's either usually RAE and the word and Rhea RIA, or sometimes on some of the social media it's the letter N instead of and. But we have TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. So our TikTok is pretty fun. So we actually have cats that do some videos with us, dress up. Our cats do it too. So
when we do Demon Slayer, she's our when we do Lady Tameo and Yushio, she's our little cat. I forgot the name of the cat, but she's our little kitty.
But yeah, thank you so much for having us, and it's so fun. And don't forget to donate. And
yes, thank you.
We'll put a link on our social media pages to donate as well.
Thank you so much. Well, you all have a great day. I'm going to run the ad for Comic Books for Kids once more. And Cryptid Crunch just started their feed, so if everyone wants to jump over there. Otherwise, have a great Saturday, everyone, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Bye, guys.
The Multiverse Fundraiser is partnering with Comic Books for Kids to raise money for their cause. Their mission is to provide comic books to children in hospitals and cancer centers across the United States, Canada, and the UK. We believe in the importance of providing stories that promote hope and bravery to kids who are facing things that are scarier than any supervillain. And we truly believe in this cause. To donate, you can either go to our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/The Multiverse Fundraiser or directly to comicbooksforkids.org.